Hey, Jordan here. The topic for today is going to be genetic memories carried in our blood. It's a little bit of a mix between spirituality and science. Did you know that 98% of your DNA is considered junk DNA or non-coding DNA? And this is all of the genetic information in our genome that scientists currently don't know why it's there. There's no way to label it, which is often the case once you move into deeper and deeper realms. Words begin to carry less meaning. Like Lao Tzu says, anything that can be uttered is not truth. So our DNA carries this complex set of information, and it's literally the coding of the entire evolution of a human. So all the way from the minerals to the plants to the animals to the human, all of that is contained in our DNA in each and every one of us. And so when we start reflecting and doing a little inner work and seeing what moves us, what motivates us, we start to notice a lot of this stuff is inherited. A lot of the shadows that we move through are passed down in our genetic line, and it's kind of the birthright of being a person. Everybody is born with a sacred wound, that separateness that we all have to move through to become whole. We go from birth into the womb, into the world, and that coming from source into a body is creating this sacred wound of separateness. And when we begin our spiritual journey and we see the futility of the world and the illusions and the Maya, we start to be drawn back into source. And it could be lifetimes. You are probably an old soul. If you're drawn to this video, you probably have many lifetimes of work on yourself, and this is a reminder, a remembering of who you truly are as a soul. So we all have these inherited shadows, but also with our shadows comes gifts. And we actually have to move through our collective shadows to unlock our gifts. And they eventually become our divine expressions in the world. So if you are curious what your gifts and shadows are, you can reach out to me one-on-one. I offer consultations for that very thing. You can figure them out on your own if you meditate and you reflect and contemplate. Intuitively, you can learn what these gifts are, and you can also work with people. I'm not the only one that offers this as a service, but if you feel drawn and resonate with this message, maybe you should reach out. Otherwise, you have everything you need within you already to access this information. Sometimes it just helps working with someone else to share you that knowing. Because even when I work with people, I want to create, I'm a mirror, basically. I want to mirror back what gifts and shadows you are holding. if I just tell you this and this and this is wrong and this and this and this is right, it won't have the same impact on your life. That's the difference between knowing and knowledge. If you read a book, like all the sacred texts, they're beautiful. There's awesome information in the Bible, in the Gitas, in the Torah. There's beautiful information, but it's just knowledge. You see sometimes teachers, they just regurgitate information that they read in a book, and it doesn't resonate for me. I can tell it's just knowledge being repeated. You're just a parrot. You might be an eloquent, charismatic parrot, but you're a parrot nonetheless. I'm much more interested in the knowing, the experiences you've had and integrated and embodied. That information is real knowing, and it's so much more valuable than something you read in a book. So when I work with someone, and any real teacher, when they work with you, they will provide you the space to integrate that knowledge into knowing, so you can have your own experience. And you need to do that. Otherwise, what good is it if you can't take information and apply it into your own life? It's kind of pointless. So in this topic of this video, the genetic memories we carry, it's popping into my mind now. Have you ever heard of, there was a study with monkeys that they were put in a cage, and there was a ladder placed in the center of it, and bananas or some kind of fruit at the top of the ladder. And what they did was, as the monkeys climbed the ladder to get the banana or the fruit, they would electrocute the ladder and shock the monkeys, and so it was painful. They got a painful reaction out of doing that. And then they did that. Eventually the monkeys learned that if they climb the ladder, they will get shocked and it will be pain. Actually, I think it's similar. Stick with me here. Well, this is the same thing as what I'm thinking of. But this was actually the same but different, a cultural phenomenon. So the monkeys climb the ladder, get shocked. They learn, don't climb the ladder, you get shocked. And eventually they stopped climbing the ladder. And then they introduced new monkeys into the cage, and as soon as they tried to climb the ladder to get the fruit, they would get attacked by all the other monkeys and pulled down off the ladder so that they wouldn't get shocked. The other monkeys were protecting them, even though the ladder was off, even though they weren't in any danger of getting zapped. They were attacked by the other monkeys. And so that was one study. And the other study I was thinking of was the mouse study. The same thing was done with mice, where they got zapped for doing a certain thing, and then the children of those mice were afraid of getting zapped. But same but different. Train coming by, so I guess that is the sign. If you like to work with me, jordanjdragon.com. Otherwise, have a great day. Much love.